Welcome, and thanks for being here and taking time away from your families and responsibilities to support the community response to this influenza outbreak. My name is Beth, and I'm the pod supervisor for this site. My job is to provide you with information about our work today, support the supervisors of the pod, report our activities to the incident command post, and generally oversee the operations. Supervisors, please remember to take notes on the information I'm going to share with the group, as it will be a helpful reminder of the information you should share in the just-in-time training you'll give to your assigned staff. We are here today to provide flu vaccinations for the recent strain found in the community. Our clients will be individuals who are prioritized for vaccine based on their risk for serious medical consequences or complications if they were infected with the flu. This effort is really important in reducing the impacts on the population, which is our agency's top priority. The most recent incident objectives are risk communications, surveillance of cases, outbreak investigations, finance and administration, and vaccine operations. Vaccine operations is the area we will be working in today. We estimate about 100,000 people will require the vaccine through the public pod system. There will be 17 public pods in our county, and we plan to deliver about 300 vaccinations per hour at each site. Our site's major objectives are to activate our site by 10 a.m. on September 15th and dispense influenza vaccine to 6,000 persons over a 20-hour operational window, working in 2 10-hour shifts. The current situation with the cases in the community is that there are 116 hospitalized persons and 12 deaths since the pandemic began in late April. The vaccine consists of 3 types: a live virus for nasal administration, thimerosal-free injectable, which comes in pre-filled syringes, which are intended for infants, pediatric patients 3 to 5 years of age, and pregnant women. The third is a traditional vaccine injection from a multi-dose vial. We will be working with the traditional and the thimerosal-free. We have a limited supply of the thimerosal-free, so please check your screening forms to ensure accuracy. The CDC's target populations for receiving the vaccine are pregnant women, household contacts for caregivers and children younger than 6 months of age, vaccination of those in close contact with infants younger than 6 months of age, healthcare and emergency medical services personnel, all people from 6 months through 24 years of age, children from 6 months through 18 years of age, young adults 19 through 24 years of age, persons 25 through 64 who have health conditions associated with a higher risk of complications from influenza. Anyone who is working the pod is eligible to receive vaccination. You will go through the pod as a group prior to the public, which will allow us to do a test of the system. Your supervisor will direct you to do this once your training is completed. I'd like to introduce the pod leadership team at this site and what their section will be doing. Intake team, which is led by Jim Spitzer, and will be greeting clients at the pod, ensuring they receive and understand the screening form, assist with language services, and provide health education. Our screening team, led by Amy Sullivan, will be reviewing each person's screening form for accuracy, contraindications, allergies, health information, and identifying which vaccine they should receive. Dispensing team, which is led by Laura Johnson, will be dispensing the vaccines and double-checking the screening form prior to dispensing the shot. Pod logistics team, which is led by Dan Disler, will be making sure that vaccinators and their assistants have the supplies that they need to keep the flow going, and also will be communicating with our incident command post about our inventories on site. This group also covers site security and flow monitors to ensure that our lines are moving appropriately. Medical evaluation, which is led by Luann Stevens. This team has a number of players. The behavioral health workers that are able to help out with stressful situations with clients and staff. The medical evaluators will be working to keep those ill out of the line, refer them to care, as well as receiving vaccine screening forms for complicated situations to determine the best course of action. Please direct all questions or concerns to your direct supervisor. If they can't figure it out, they will come and find me. This is an important operational rule in order to keep things running effectively. Please don't go to another supervisor, as it can complicate the flow of information as it moves up the chain of command. This pod is situated in an area that has an older population. We anticipate seeing them as many have chronic conditions that place them at higher risk for the flu. We have some signage to direct individuals to the disabled entrance for the pod, and we will stage a flow monitor and a greeter to ensure they receive services. Additionally, based on information from our community partners, there is an emerging community of Russian and Ukrainian immigrants in the area. Therefore, we have staged Russian interpreters here as well as a representative from Russian Social Services, which works heavily with this community and will be able to advise us on cultural considerations and provide reassurance to our clients. I'd like to talk about safety and action steps now. We will be using gloves with all patient care. We have masks to provide if we encounter an ill person. If we have an emergency at this site, please exit to the parking lot and report to your supervisor for more instructions. This work can be stressful. If you're feeling overwhelmed or need to chat, the behavioral health staff is here to provide that service. Please keep your supervisor informed if you are feeling this way so we can adjust the workload and respond to your concerns. If a client becomes agitated, please get a supervisor and have them bring myself or the behavioral health team over to calm them down in a safe space. Just a reminder, if you are approached by the media, please refer them to your supervisor or to myself. Do not engage with the media as it can complicate the planned messaging we are putting out to the public. Some key information about your site. We have a break room for you all to use to store your lunches and take a rest. It's room number 205, and your supervisor will show you when you have your just-in-time training. You will have 2 45-minute breaks during your 10-hour shift. Please work with your supervisor to ensure coverage within your work team. You need to store any valuables in your locked car as we don't have lockers here on site. Please ensure you are signed in prior to starting your training. There are a few restaurants in the area, but please be conscious of the time you have to return, as it's important to keep operations running and to provide your colleagues with a break as well. When your shift is over, you will be directed to sign out and return any equipment you were assigned at the table you signed in at. Additionally, we would appreciate it if you would complete another short survey about your training and evaluate its effectiveness in helping you execute your role today. Thank you for being here today. Please look at your assignment card and meet with your supervisor outside for your training. Any questions you have can be directed to your supervisor during the training. Good luck.